So we'll start with the subject, that is web technology and its applications. Module 1, that is chapter 2, introductions to HTML. Okay, so what exactly is HTML is? HTML is an acronym which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is used for creating web pages and its applications. So whatever web pages we have created or we have seen or we have used, okay, those are made up of HTML. Now what exactly is hypertext is? Hypertext simply means text within text. A text has a link within it. It is a hypertext. Whenever you click on a link which brings you to a new web page, you have clicked on a hypertext. Now, whenever you are keeping a cursor, okay, if it is a hyperlink, okay, it will direct you to the next page, or it will direct you to within the same page but to a different content, or you can even connect to a XML page or a PowerPoint. Okay, so it totally depends you as a user what exactly you want to link that particular text to. Hypertext is a way to link two or more web pages, that is the HTML documents, with each other. Markup language. Markup language is a computer language that is used to apply layout and formatting conventions to a text document. Markup language makes text more interactive and dynamic. It can turn text into images, tables, links, etc. Okay, so we'll be studying what exactly these contents are, that is hypertext, markup languages and all within examples. Okay, I'll explain you a few examples in this video, and in the coming videos I'll explain you with some more examples. Web page. A web page is a document that is commonly written in HTML and translated by a web browser. A web page can be identified by entering a URL. A web page can be of a static or a dynamic type. It totally depends upon the user now whether he or she wants that page to be a static one or a dynamic one. With the help of the HTML only, we can create static web pages. Hence, HTML is a markup language which is used for creating attractive web pages with the help of styling, which looks like a nice format on a web browser. A HTML document is made up of many HTML tags, and each HTML tag contains different contents. Now, before going with the more further of HTML, we'll study the history. We'll just see the history of the HTML. HTML was first created by Tim Berners-Lee, Robert Caliu, and others starting in the 1989. It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means that the document contains the links that allows the reader to jump to other places in a document or to another document altogether. Now, the latest version of HTML is HTML5. The markup language is a way that computers speaks to each other to control how text is processed and it is presented. So it has two things, that is a text and an attribute. Now what exactly text are and what exactly are attributes we'll study in detail. But before writing a HTML, we should know the editors that are being used to write a HTML pages. That is Notepad++ can be used. You can use a simple notepad also, Sublime Text, Vim, etc. Neither of the text editors can be used. Now, the HTML document structure. Now, if you go to see the structure, it consists of the HTML. Students, it starts with the angle bracket, the HTML, and then closes with the angle bracket. Since you have opened a HTML, you are supposed to end it. That is the termination. Now, the termination will be an angle bracket, a slash, and an HTML. Now, within this HTML, you will be having the header part and the body part. Now, the head sections, okay, you are opening it. Similarly, you are closing it. Similarly, body, you are opening, you are writing the content inside it, and then you are closing it as well. Now, this is the simple examples of an HTML. Okay, you are opening it with the doc type, HTML, header part. You will be seeing that inside the header you have something called as the title. Title directly tells you the content, that is the title of that particular web page is. Okay, the web page title. you are closing the head. But if you go to C, since within the head you are having the title should be closed first and then the head. Later, within the HTML, you'll be having the body section. Inside the body sections, you'll be having the heading part. Now, as far as the heading is concerned, okay, that is, there are altogether 6 headers. That is H1 till your H6. Fine. Then your paragraph, followed by you are terminating the paragraph as well. That is, you have written the content inside the header. That is, write your first heading. You have closed that header. Then you have opened the paragraph. We have written the text, that is, write your first paragraph. You have closed that paragraph. Closing of the body and then closing of the HTML. You are not supposed to close that doc type. That is nothing as the closing of the doc type. Okay. Then later, what exactly is doc type is? Doc type defines the document type, or it instructs the browser about the version of the HTML. There are many versions, so it just tells the browser which versions we are using it. HTML. This text informs the browser that it is an HTML document. Text within the HTML text, that is the text within the HTML text, describe the web document. It is a container for all the other elements of a HTML except doc type. Head. It should be the first element inside the HTML element which contains the metadata. That is information about the document. It must be closed before the body text opens. Title. As its name suggested, it is used to add title to the web page which appears at the top of the browser window. Now I'll show you all with an example, okay, how exactly it appears on the top of the browser. It must be placed inside the head tag and should be closed immediately. It is an optional part. Body. Text within the body tag describe the body content of the page that is visible to the end user. This text contains the main content of the HTML document. Then H1, text between H1 text describe the first level of heading of the web page. I have already told you there are different levels. There are altogether 6, that is H1 till your H6. Paragraph. Text within the P tag describe the paragraph of the web page. Now, the syntax. Elements and attributes. HTML documents are composed of textual content and the HTML content. The term HTML elements often used interchangeably with the term tag. So sometimes it is called as the element, sometimes it is called as the tag. However, an HTML element is more expensive term than it then encompasses the element's name within an angle bracket, that is the tag, and the content within the tag through some elements contains no extra content. An HTML element is defined in the HTML document by text. A tag consists of an element name within an angle bracket. The element names appears in both the beginning tag and the closing tag, which contains of a forward slash followed by the element name enclosed all within the angle brackets. The closing text indicates like an off switch for an on switch, that is the start text. Now I'll explain you all whatever is written on the slides now. Okay, so this is the element name, that is a h reference, that is there. You are opening the tag now. Now the entire thing that is written. Okay, now this part will be the attribute part. A will be the element name. Don't get confused, students. The moment you solve more examples, you will able to know what exactly I am speaking right now. Okay. Now the content that you want to get displayed on the page, that is the central part. Now you are closing the tag. Remember, age reference is nothing to be closed. It's an attribute. Similarly, example of an empty element. There may be a cases that the element, okay, will be an empty elements will be what? Element name, okay, that is the image. Now if I want to display some image, so img will be the tag, the element name, src source from where exactly I am taking it, and the trailing slash. Now over here if you go to see, there is nothing special closing text where I am putting its angle bracket slash img. No, I am closing with a slash and an angle bracket over here. So such kind of the elements are called as the empty elements. Now if you go to see, I have opened here a with a element name with an a, okay, and have closed it. But as far as this image is concerned, I have not closed the way I have closed it over here. Okay, so there is a difference between the element with the empty element. So this is for images, it's an empty element. HTML elements can also contain attributes. That is this. An HTML element attribute is a name. We have known the name is equals to the value. Now the value that I am going to display. Okay, pair that provides more information about the HTML element. In XHTML, attribute values had to be enclosed within the quotes. Now if you go to see it's closed within the enclosed within the quotes. In HTML5, the quotes are optional. Through many web authors still maintain the practice of enclosing the attributes values in quotes. Some HTML attributes accept a number for a value. This will just be a numeric value. They will never include the unit. Now, nesting. Nesting the HTML elements. Nesting will be what? There will be something called as your ancestors. There will be something called as the descendants. Often an HTML element will contain another HTML element. In such a case, the container element is said to be a parent of the content or child element. Any elements contained within the child is said to be the descendants of the parent element. Likewise, any given child elements may have a variety of your ancestors. Now this is the example that is given to you all. Now for your students, it is just a section of the code that has been displayed. Okay, so you are having the body part. Within the body part, you are having the paragraphs. So you have opened the paragraph. Okay, so within the paragraph, you have some text, that is this is strong is another tag within the paragraph now. Clear? Similarly, I have closed the strong. Okay, now later on H1 is there, that is the header. Heading part is there, you have closed the heading. Div is there. All these tags now we'll study in detail in the coming videos. Okay, so right now don't get confused. Div, within div you are having the paragraph. Okay, so within this paragraph we are having something called as the span. You will just think about the tags. You have closed the span tag, you have closed the paragraph as well as the div. Okay, and last will be the body. So the same thing, whatever is there over here, I'll explain it over here with the ancestors and your ancestors and your descendants. So body will be there. So within the body, you are having the paragraph P, this H1, okay, and the div. Within this paragraph, you will be seeing that there is a strong. Okay, strong tag is there. In this H1, that is nothing. So no text. So P, that is the paragraph, heading, and the div will be the siblings to each other. Similarly, if you go to see the div, you are having the paragraph. Within this paragraph, we are having another tag, that is the span text. So in this cases, how the descendants will be? Okay, the body, then the children which are there, and then later the further grandchildren. Okay, ancestors will be of span, will be the paragraph, of paragraph will be the div, and then the body part. Clear? Now, the thing that you are supposed to keep in mind, that is the nesting part. Nesting part will be what? You have opened the header, within that you are having some text, and then again another tag is there, that is strong. You have closed the strong, close the heading. This is the correct way of nesting. If you go to see what exactly is done in this example, H1 you have opened, you have put some text, but you have put the strong tag. Okay, some text is there, but you have closed the heading part prior to that of this strong, which is incorrect. Clear? So this is the thing you are supposed to keep in mind. You have opened inside the H1, suppose you have opened some tag, those tags should be closed first and then the parent. Okay, so I'll explain you all with some examples. Okay, I have few examples over here, taken 2 examples. So what I'm going to do is, I'm directly going to copy. I want you all to take the editor and then actually open a notepad file. How exactly it should be. Okay, so I'll directly paste the code. The same examples which I have explained you all in the slide, that is the doc tab HTML, HTML head, Inside the head I'll be having the title. Okay, the title of my page is what? Web page title. I have closed the title, I have closed the head. Remember, I have not closed HTML. Okay, so my header section is over. Now opening my body part. Inside the body I am having the H1. So write here first heading. Then later closing of the heading part. Then inside the paragraph you are having write your first paragraph, closing of the paragraph, closing of the body section, and then the HTML. Now you all are supposed to type it and then see inside a notepad file or whichever editors you all are having. So I am going to save the file. Okay, while saving the file, I will be saving on the desktop only. I'll say exercise 1.html. Okay, so you all can say all files and then save it. Fine, I close it now. I close this part. Now this is the way it will get displayed. Now I want to open it. That is my ex1 example. Okay, so this will be my write your first heading which is there inside the header part, and write your first paragraph which is there inside the paragraph. Clear? So this is how the content will get displayed. Similarly, we'll go with the next example. I'll copy the content. Okay, I'll open a new notepad file. I'll paste the content. Now if you go to see the content which is there inside this example, doc.html, HTML, inside the HTML I'm having the head part. Okay, the title, this is the document title. I'm closing the title or closing of the header part. Body section I'm opening which I'm having the header. This is the heading, closing of the heading. Paragraph, document contents goes here, end of the paragraph, end of the body section, end of the HTML. So I'll save the file the same way I have saved the earlier examples. So I'll name it as example2.html. Okay, save as type, I'll save as all files and save. I'll close the content. You'll be able to see the web page is being created over here. I'll double click. I'm going to get the output. This is the heading. The contents goes over here. Okay. For now, students, we'll stop for this video. Okay. I hope so you all have understood the content. In the coming videos, I'll be putting some new examples. Okay. And we'll be further studying the what exactly is HTML now. If any queries, please do let me know. Thank you.